In case any of you don't know, my name is Wendy Falb, and I am currently the chair of the Grand Rapids Public School Board. And on behalf of the board and Grand Rapids Public Schools, I would like to welcome you all here this morning and thank you for being here. I'd like to begin by inviting the JROTC of Ottawa Hills High School. We'll be presenting the colors, and I would ask you to rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Sergeant Zelmer Hall and Colonel Curtis Royer. It's my job to recognize some of the distinguished officials and electeds, and I would like to begin by recognizing my colleagues on the Board of Ed. I have 8 extraordinary colleagues on this board. They are so intelligent. They are very passionate people, very committed to the children of this city. We challenge each other, we challenge the superintendent, but we work as a team. We have here our serving as vice president, Ms. Maureen Quinn Slade. Will you please stand? And our treasurer, Mr. John O'Connor. Our secretary, Mr. Raynard Ross. Dr. Tony Baker. Dr. Monica Randalls. And I don't see them here, but Reverend John Matthias and Pastor Nate Moody. Oh, sorry, and Mr. David LeGrand, where is he? You're supposed to sit in the front row, David. Sorry, oh man. We have a number of other electeds and officials, and we so appreciate you being here. I know there's parade going on and other things, and you are here. First of all, I would like to thank our mayor, Mr. Mayor George Hartwell. We have Senator Dave Hildebrand, Representative Winnie Brinks. We have Dr. Lupe Ramos Montani from the State Board of Ed. We have former school board members here, Ms. Jane Gietzen and Mr. Luis Pena. We have Commissioner Jim Talon. I saw our city manager walk in, Mr. Greg Sundstrom. So pleased you are here. I saw Andy Guy here on behalf of the Governor's Office of Urban Affairs. Thank you for coming, Andy. And I also want to give a shout out to a real activist parent in our schools, an elected that gets missed, and that's from our Library Commission, and this is Ms. Ann Cusack. Thank you for being here. So about 3.5 years ago, it was a very different mood regarding our schools and the direction of the schools. And I would get asked frequently, people would approach me and say, wow, you guys have a lot of challenges. And we did, and we do. And they would say, how in the world are you going to address them? And I would say, and I believed it firmly, that we had so much will in this town. We had so many partners in this town. We had so much extraordinary staff and leadership in this town that if we had somebody who could lead us that would remove the barriers to those partnerships, that would empower those people that were working so hard in our schools, that would unleash the vision of those working in our schools and working with our schools. If we had that kind of a leadership that so much would be possible. The floodgates would open and we would get a lot done. Well, we found that leader in Teresa Neal. Initially, people would say, well, it's great, there's a honeymoon, we love her, it's all good, but when the real work gets started, then we'll see. Well, the real work got started, and they are working, and we are moving, and we are making great change. I have been so impressed by her leadership, and also the leadership of her staff. They have been working round the clock, and they are motivating all those within the schools and without the schools. I want you to applaud my superintendent, Ms. Teresa Neal.
Come on. I think, yeah. Good morning. I just need to make sure that Wendy's mic is off. Yes, it is? Okay, good. So I don't get the screeching in my ear. Good morning, all, and thank you for coming out today. Thank you, Dr. Wendy Falb, not only for being a great president of the board, but also for your belief in me and the support that you've given me in this role. I'd like to thank each and every one of the board members. I do have a special relationship with all of my board members. They truly are the best. They're the type of folks that will get in the trenches with you, push on you, but they're great thought partners, and I love that. And they are about children. And so whether we agree or disagree, we all walk away with doing what's best for kids, and that's unique. I talk to my other colleagues around not only this county, but across the nation, and we are in a unique space here in Grand Rapids with the board members and the superintendent. And so I want you to know you're all in good hands with the 10 of us leading. Thank you to the teachers. You know, when I first took this position, I said our first order of business really was about teaching and learning. We have a great, great group of teachers in this district, and they are doing the right work for our children. They truly are the backbone of what we're trying to accomplish. I want to thank all of our school administrators. Many of them are here in this room. We do know that you're here 6-7 days a week. We get it. But that's what it's going to take us for a minute. And then to a special group, my cabinet. They've been there every step of the way. And truly, I could not get this work done without that group of people. There's 12 of us. And you talk about pushing and pulling. We really do focus on children at the end of the day, but we hit each other hard. And you have to have thick skin to be in that room with us in room 101. Great group of people. But I want to thank the support staff. We have parapros, family support specialists, counselors, food service workers, maintenance, custodial, operations, healthcare workers, youth advocates, secretaries, public safety, grounds, supply. There are so many people behind the scenes that you don't see that's keeping this machine going. It is not just Teresa Neal. I happen to be the face. But there are over 3,000 others that's making this click. And so before we go any further, I really think we should give the entire GRPS crew a hand. And then I want to thank our community partners. I said when I took this job, I may be the face, but it's going to take everyone in this community to make this happen for children. So I want to thank the Kent ISD, my colleagues, my superintendent colleagues. Kevin is here in the room. Thank you, Kevin. Nonprofits, churches, business, elected officials. We know that we bug you a lot. We know that, but we need your help. Taxpayers of Grand Rapids, you've been there with us. Our friends in higher education, the foundations, neighborhood associations, governmental institutions, and last but certainly not least, our school volunteers. When you're dealing with 18,000 kids, you can't put enough people on the payroll to make this happen, right? It takes a community. It's going to take all of us to make this happen. And so there are so many other people that I would thank. I'm not going to call out names. I got in trouble by doing that. I made a huge mistake last year. And so I want to correct that, because since last year, this has really bothered me. And I want to acknowledge my buddy, and that's Grand Valley State University's president, Tom Haas. I've called on Tom many times just to have a think partner. He's there. He's been a remarkable partner. Not only Tom, but his staff, the staff at Grand Valley State University. They have about 7 or 8 different programs they're helping us with. Again, thanks and hats off to Tom and to your whole team that's helping us make this happen. You know, when we talk about a state of the schools or state of the city or state of the state, whatever it is, you always talk about what you've accomplished. And this is pretty scary because it wasn't until October that we actually put a communication together for the board that we even realized how much we've done. You know, when you're doing so much work, if you stop and think about it, you would be afraid, right? So you just have to keep going. But we did. We stopped and put it together, and it was a scary thought. But I'm going to talk a little bit about where we've been before I go to where we are currently. When I took this position, I went on a listening tour, and I said we would allow the community to tell us what it is that they believe their school system, not my school system, their school system should be about. From the listening tour, we came up with 7 focus areas for the first state of the schools. The community said, we want you to strengthen and improve academic achievement. That is our core business. We focused on that. Leadership and instructional development, customer service, improving the school climate, rebuilding, strengthening, and building new internal and external relationships, improving student attendance and behavior, retaining and recruiting talented staff, and improved overall accountability. And we said, that's not too bad. We can do that. Those 7 things, we're not going to change course. But then we knew we had to create a transformation plan, and we said we were going to have 3 guiding principles. We were going to look at quality schools. At the end of the day, no matter what, every child deserves to go to a great school. We were going to invest what's working and stop what wasn't working, and we knew that was going to be hard for us. We like to continue doing what we've always done in education. We were going to create a talent pool. We wanted to recruit, retain, and develop the best and the brightest to be a part of this team. And then finally, we said that we need to create a stability as well as sustainability. Stop the churn. In the Grand Rapids Public Schools, I've been here 40 years. From one year to the next, you never knew what was going to happen. And we said, we don't want that to be us. We said we were going to do something different. And then we said, let's get started. So I'm going to share some of the things that we have done about the last year. I said that we are about a movement. I believe in my heart this is a movement. We're picking up steam everywhere we go. And it's not just in Grand Rapids, it's across the state. You guys, it is across the nation. It is now going international. This is a movement, what we're doing here in Grand Rapids. First, we started to implement our phase 1 of the transformation plan. We expanded the number of pre-K-8s. We have Shawmut, North Park, Montessori, Dickinson, and Aberdeen. We increased that. We decided to open up Stocking Elementary. That was a good thing. We created the new Gerald R. Ford Pre-K Center, one of the hottest schools around. My grandson goes there. We combined our 4 centers of innovations all under one roof. We were able to pool our talent, all of our resources, create innovation, and then establish new partnerships. So we have our new Innovation Central. Not sure if Mark Frost is here because I don't have on the right glasses, so I can't see that far, but Mark Frost is our principal at Innovation Central. He's doing some remarkable things. A high school. He has 640 parents attend a parent night. Unheard of. There's something good going on at Central. Mark and his team started a 5x5, a start garden. And on average, he's averaging about 400 parents at every parent meeting. And people say, we don't care. Parents don't care. They do care. We've had a rough winter. Parents came out. There's something to watch there. The board decided we were going to reinvest in our theme schools, restoring our commitment, and ensuring that every single theme school had a focus on wherever their energy should be. If you're creative arts, you need an arts program. The board said, I believe in this. They made the decision to put additional dollars there. We're piloting a program in our neighborhood schools because we can't just have good schools in certain sections of the city. We said every school must be great. And in order to do that, we've partnered now with the Congress in Montessori, the new pilot reclamation program with the neighborhood associations. We have 8 neighborhood associations and business districts coming together with churches and community partners to reconnect with both Congress as well as Muley. Special thanks to East Hill Council of Neighbors. They took on East Hill Loves Congress. I love that. I love that. Because the community is saying it's the right thing to do. It's not just the principal. It's not just Bridget trying to make this happen. The neighborhood is going to come together to help the children there. We're piloting the first of its kind theme school at Dickinson Academy, a new pre-K-8. We renamed that building, but we allow the parents in the community to decide the name. Hats off to Seeds of Promise and their host neighbors. They came together with parents and helped us decide on what their school should be named and what their theme should be. Not central office, it's about the community. We've consolidated our athletic teams, and I know the kids didn't like this, but you guys were finally winning. Instead of 3 teams, we have 2 teams. We don't need 3. And we're just beginning to see the fruits of the labor now that we have 2 comprehensive, strong comprehensive programs, one at Union and one at Ottawa. For the first time in many years, and I don't know how many, we have a freshman, JV, and varsity teams for football. That's right, I love that. We have 16 all-conference student athletes, 6 honorable mention student athletes for both fall and winter. This year, our Ottawa Hills boys basketball team won Class A district against Christian High. Give us a hand. Union High girls swim team made it to the state this year for their individual medley relay and a 100 breaststroke. Union High diver, that's right, we're doing it. Our Union High diver, Morgan Hitchings, he placed 4th in the state finals. She, Morgan. 5 records were replaced on the board at Union High School, 5. This doesn't happen overnight, you guys. 2 years we've been at this. Ottawa Hills boys swim team had 6 all-conference swimmers and 4 state qualifiers. That's right, give those kids a hand, that's right. Robert Paul set the conference record for 200 free and 100 free. Michael Paul took 1st in the 100 fly, qualifying for state meet and setting conference and pool records. You guys, this is only the beginning. For this group, only one is gonna graduate as a senior. The rest are gonna stick around. We'll be better. The turkey trot, we all need to get ready. We had over 2,000 participants in the turkey trot on Thanksgiving morning. These are small wins, but it's saying that we're moving in the right direction. Something is happening here in Grand Rapids. We've expanded our preschool seats by more than 500. That's right. That's thanks to the governor, Governor Snyder, the state legislatures, and new state investments in Great Start Readiness. Again, we bug people a lot around here, but thank you, we appreciate it. We're implementing central office reforms. It's not just on the buildings, and we've said this, we are all in this together. We will continue to change central office so that we understand we are only here to serve people in the building. We've got to get as closest to the smallest unit. Right? Those are our children. It's the people that are in the buildings we in central office need to serve. We have an academic plan. We developed it with support and feedback from practically everyone in the district. Everyone had a voice, but we have one plan. We're moving in one direction. The kids won't like this, but we did successfully implement uniforms, elementary to pre-K-8. The first few days of school, we had 98% compliance, 98%. And I tell you, go to these schools and look at these children. They're ready to learn. They look like they're ready to learn. That's half the battle, right? You gotta look the part. And based on the feedback from our staff, 82% of our staff members said maintaining uniforms is the right thing to do. Watch out, middle school, we're doing you next. Now, we will not have 98% compliance. Middle school students are hard-headed, you guys. So don't judge me next year on this piece. I'm telling you in advance, we're not gonna do that well, but we're gonna stay on them. We're not gonna give up. It's the right thing to do. We're gonna work with our vendors so that our uniforms are available and cheaper, right? We need to make this more affordable for our families. We're gonna continue to negotiate and work with the vendors so we can make this happen. And then we may even have a garage sale. Let's talk to a few people afterwards. You know, we may need to get a garage sale going so that we can help parents. But there's enough of us around here to do that. We restored art and music at the elementary level. We now have citywide choir and marching band. Go to the games, you guys. They're doing an awesome job, awesome job. We created a first of its kind partner with a charter school, the Covenant House. This program is for students that are struggling, that have been disengaged. We graduated about 12 or 15 kids already, if not more. It's the right thing to do. And it doesn't matter if they're in Grand Rapids Public Schools or if they're in a charter school, we must be about this community and helping children get to the next step. The charter program at Covenant House is a good thing. We eliminated the hubs. We restored our electives. That's right, Paul. We've restructured our blended learning so that teachers can focus on teaching, and we'll use technology as a tool. We said we didn't want a computer to replace our teachers, right? But we do want our children to have access to technology. There's a difference. We've expanded our summer learning experiences thanks to our friends from Believe to Become, and all of the partners in this community. We're doing great things. We've increased our e-readers and digital books thanks to Michelle Sahovsky, I'm gonna pronounce her name wrong, but Michelle from the Student Advancement Foundation. She's getting a new name, she's getting married. All of the donors at the Student Advancement Foundation in this community, they've made this possible for these children. Go to the public library, you'll see computers that our kids have access to. And they were purchased specifically for Grand Rapids Public Schools. And I have to give a shout out to Peter and Joan Secchi at this point. Joan is no longer on the Student Advancement Foundation, but this has been her baby. She has really pushed. So I want to give a shout out and thanks to both Joan and Peter. We've strengthened our instructional council. I've been going for about the past year, learning a lot. Louise Wilson is teaching me a lot about the instructional council. But you guys, finally, we're taking our instructional council with what we're doing and creating a team because we're all in this together. We can't have a divided group. We've expanded our Challenge Scholars. Where is my buddy Diana Singer somewhere? Diana. That's right. The Challenge Scholars will now include our Westwood students. So we have our Promise Packs, children in the 6th grade right now at Harrison and Westwood. When they graduate from Union High School, we've promised them an opportunity to go to college. That's a game changer, you guys. And it may not happen today. We know we have to keep them on the right path, but this is a game changer. This is how we get children out of poverty, through education. Hats off to you, Diana. Thank you. And behind Diana, she has a team of folks that we meet on a regular basis, but thanks to the whole team over at the Grand Rapids Community Foundation. Diana's gonna make a huge announcement in about May. In about May, you guys, good things are happening. We expanded our Kent School Service Network, KSSN. Not only did we expand it in Grand Rapids, the governor is also using our model across the state. Started here in Grand Rapids. Hats off to KSSN. Let's talk about facilities briefly. We've made a lot of changes. We have 2 brand new state-of-the-art schools, little or no taxpayer dollars, University Prep and Blanford. This is the first full year. We're ending the first full year for Blandford, our new school. Those are examples of what we can do when we come together in this community for children. It is about growing strong public-private partnerships and aligning all of our efforts for our children, not Teresa's children, our children. I want to thank all the donors for UPrep. It's a beautiful school. I know there's a strong board behind that program. We appreciate what you're doing and want to continue. You know, this was a hard one for me. How much do you give away? How much do you sell? But in order to be good stewards of money, we made the decision, the board approved, to sell Camp Hall Park, Hillcrest, and Shawnee Park. We raised nearly $1.5 million. Not only did we raise money, those buildings are going to be used for other children in this community. And we were able to take the profit. So that's a good thing. We did close 10 schools, but we had to. It was the right thing to do. But not only did we close schools, we did it like a champ. We have our men and women in our facilities maintenance, custodial, grounds, purchasing supplies. They moved thousands and thousands of boxes and had us ready to open on the first day of school. Let's give a shout out to that group. They literally worked 7 days a week, you guys, all last summer. They didn't have a lot of people, but they pulled it off, and every building was open on time and ready to go. That is how we do in Grand Rapids Public Schools. Our parents, we've overhauled, we heard you, we overhauled our enrollment forms for our theme schools, Centers of Innovation Application. They're more user-friendly, and they're all paperless, Dr. Randall's online. You can now enroll in our schools with a click of a button. Again, we're moving. It's the small things that you don't see. We launched our Parent University in partnership with Believe to Become, thanks to Doug and Maria DeVos Foundation. Not only is this a model for our county, it's a national model, and it is now international. Just last month, the South Korean government sent a team of folks over to study so they can learn more about how to do this. Good job, Jan. We've launched a new parent engagement model complete with parent-teacher community councils. We call it PTCCs. But we have it at every school. So every school in the district now has a council of parents, ambassadors, to work with children and the families. It's the way to do it. We're doing it, not only one school is great, across the city, across every district. Everything we do, when we find greatness, we must have greatness at every school, and we're doing that. We have a new parent manual, and it was developed by parents and teachers, and it's going to help parents to chart these waters. Education is difficult to maneuver, so we are teaching parents how to do this. They cannot be ambassadors for us and for their children if we don't help them get through the waters. I'm educated in the superintendent. It's difficult for me sometimes. So we need to make this easier for parents to access. Again, our attendance is not where it should be, but in partnership with Believe to Become, we have an attendance challenge in this community. Children need to come to school, you guys. Children must come to school. We had to be firm. We will continue to be firm. Talk to your neighbors, your nieces, your nephews, your family members. Children need to come to school. For years, we've said, if it's an excused absence, it's okay. Research now tells us that's not okay. So in Grand Rapids, we're looking at if you're absent, excused or unexcused. We're coming after you. Don't do it. Don't do it. We've made 470 home visits this year already, and I've turned 40 people over to the prosecuting attorney. You guys, it's the right thing to do. Children need to come to school, and it's unfortunate, but we need to help some parents see that this is a way out. We've maintained a stable bonding rate with S&P and Fitch and Moody's. Very few urban districts, and I talk to my colleagues in the middle cities, very few urban districts have been able to pull this off, to go from negative to stable, even with all the cuts. Hats off to this board for doing the right thing. And believe me, it's easier to make a choice when you don't have to make a cut. It's hard when you sit in the room and everything's important, and they all have people that are after them. But to say it's for the good of the whole, that's a difficult thing to do. Very hard. School safety. Our own Larry Johnson, new author, wherever Larry is, probably somewhere in the back. I don't see you, Larry, but I know you're around here somewhere. But our own Larry Johnson, Assistant Superintendent of Public Schools and School Safety, was named the National Association of School Security and Law Enforcement Officers. Our Larry Johnson, the president. You guys were pretty safe around here. Not only that, but under Larry's leadership, we've strengthened school safety, expanded professional development, developed a new handbook. Other people want to buy it. Actually, they want it for free. We said we'd buy it. We'd sell it to them. Nothing's free around here. We've secured public safety vehicles with more advanced mobile patrol, improved security tracking, surveillance, and key card entry to every single building in this district. We've also created our restorative practice program, restorative justice. David, Reynard, Natasha, there's a few people, they've been working on this a long time, convincing us this is the right thing to do. We have it now at Campus, Ford, and Alger Middle. We're also working in the community because when children leave school, they go back home. So we're doing it in our parent programs as well. We just started it this year, and we're going to continue to pilot next year before we roll it out through the entire system. It's pretty interesting story. Two young girls at one of our middle schools at Alger Middle, beefing back and forth for a while. We gave them the option. You know, I believe in a hard line. Either you do restorative justice or you get out. Too simple choices. Reluctantly, they chose they would do restorative justice. Didn't want to do it. But after a few times coming together, now they look forward to it. And they're actually having conversations. That's what it's about. How do we teach children, give them some other tools so that they know how to get out of certain situations? We are excited about this for next year. On the policy side, again, thanks to my board, we don't just do budget stuff. They actually do write policy and make things better for the future. They've taken on the attendance policy, volunteers, evaluation policy, sustainability, our new policy, nepotism, sexual harassment, and many others. Everything that happens in a school district should be covered by a policy. And there are hundreds and hundreds of policy. This board is taking them on because that's what's going to help us in the future. Our professional development. We said in the beginning we want people to engage in PD. Everyone should engage in PD. We finally stopped paying rent to go to other places for a PD, to hold our PD. We own now the old Fuller Northeast Building, City, depends on how long you've been here. That is our Grand Rapids Public School University now. We have our own university training center for our staff. Not only do we have a center, but we've also received input from our teachers and other staff members to create a course guide, course selections, and electronic monitoring. I think this is really cool. We finally got out of the dark ages. We can actually register online. That's the way of the future. We have to continue to get better. We have a comprehensive PD plan for every single employee in this entire district. No longer do we allow people to just kind of do whatever they want to, volunteering to show up for PD. The only way we're going to become great is for everyone to get on the same page, and so we're doing that. We're proud to say that we now have Spanish training and Montessori training for every single teacher that would like it in the district. No longer do you have to say, I've got to go take that course. We're saying right here in Grand Rapids Public Schools, we value the training that we can offer. So we have that for everyone that wants to be a part of it. This one, the very first thing to do, which is probably was the one that I worried the most over when I took this job, is how do you rebuild trust? How do you change a culture? How do you change perceptions? And it really comes down to a simple thing. Your actions must follow what you say you're going to do, right? But we struggled with that. I struggled with that in the beginning, and I knew that it was going to take us a while to get people to believe in us. But you know what? After almost a decade, we're back. People are beginning to believe in Grand Rapids Public Schools. We are about what we say we are. Hats off to everyone. There's a renewed sense of hope. People are believing in us. Recently, we took a survey, and 79% of the people agreed that we were moving in the right direction. 70% agreed or strongly agreed that the culture was improving. I know that we still have a ways to go, but we will continue to be about what we say we are. Our talented Grand Rapids Public Schools staff, I know that we've taken a beating. It's been hard. It's been a long, long 2.5 years. We have to continue to stay together, stay focused on what we're doing. Our relationship with GREA is much better. And we kind of laugh about this one, Paul. The fact that you came to a board meeting and said, you don't have anything to complain about because we're taking care of it. I thought, hats off to GRPS. Good job, Paul. Thank you. Customer service. I wouldn't shop at a place where people mistreated me. And that was something we heard loud and clear. You need to respect the people that allow you to serve them. And so we did a secret shopper. We didn't do so well. 84% got high marks. We're not going to accept that. We need 100%. So we are putting together a training so that everyone in the district is real clear. Customer service is number one. We will not settle for 84%. It's not the right way to do business. So if you want to be a part of this team, a part of this crew, you'll do it the GRPS way. And that is we treat people with respect. We'll continue to build those relationships. The same survey that I just referenced, we had 73% of non-staffers believe that we're moving in the right direction. It's one thing to be inside the system and think it, but it's something else to be a part of a larger community and believe we're moving in the right direction. So that's good for us. And I know that we have worked to get your trust. We will continue. I am humbled by this, not my strength, but I will continue to earn your trust and try to be about what I said I will do. Our human resources, and we knew that was shaky at best. But either Sharon found us or we found Sharon, I'm not real sure. But we have a new assistant superintendent of HR and legal service. Sharon's doing an awesome job. With her team, in the last year, they've conducted more than 1,400 interviews for teachers, trained 94 principals in our new evaluation system, improved salary structures, negotiated successful contracts with every single bargaining unit, engaged principals in the hiring of teachers and support staff, developed a new evaluation process, launched a new talent recruitment campaign, and now we're completely overhauling customer service. She's making everyone answer the phone with this long script except me. I told her, don't let me call in HR and it takes you that long to say hello. So she did give an exception, one. Practically everyone in the district has received a pay raise. I know that it's not enough. I know that we're not there. We're going to continue to negotiate, but it's a step in the right direction and we will continue to do that. We've had the earliest teacher placement in history. Our district calendar was done early, thanks to our partners with the GREA, because our families need to know, when do we come back? Sharon has led that team, done a great job, but Sharon's not the only new hire. We said we want great talent. We have our new CFO who just started about 2 weeks ago. Larry, where are you? Somewhere? Larry Oberst. We stole Larry from Spectrum somewhat, just kind of a roundabout way. Either he found us or we found him, but thanks for joining the team. We promoted our very own Rick Knoll from CA Frost. He's now the Executive Director of Elementary and Early Childhood, doing a fantastic job, doing a great job there. Good addition to the cabinet. We hired new principals, Sibley, Frost, and we have our Coits Creative. They're all from outside the district, came in bringing new talent. That was a good thing as well. Our Sharon Hawley, Sharon may not be here. We have a new director of purchasing. Sharon is recently promoted. We'll be going to the board soon if it didn't already. We promoted our rock star, David Dublis from Union, to Coit Creative Arts. That's about reinvesting in the arts. You can't have the principal doing everything and not having someone focusing on the arts. So hats off, David joined that team. Those are all the things that we've worked on, but the most important thing that we've done this past year, we've had some major academic achievements. We have, with the academic team, now you talk about a hard team, that academic team, that's rough. You'll get beat up on Tuesday morning. But they have come together. We've increased our graduation rate district-wide. Our graduation rate for non-alternative schools increased by 5%. That's up to 78.57%, one of the highest it has been in more than a decade. That's right. We're 2% higher than the state average. A few other things. Ottawa Hills High School graduation rate jumped up by 13 percentage points. Grand Rapids Montessori jumped up 10 percentage points to 93.75. That's right. In August, we announced Union High School successfully got off the so-called bottom 5%, jumping 8 percentage points. Good job, Union. Alger, Brookside, Mueller Park, Westwood, they also successfully improved their academics and got off the state list. Good job. Overall, we had 27 of our 41 schools improve their ranking in the state. 4 of our schools are in the top 5%. City, Blandford, Zoo, and Economicology. And City Middle High retained the position as the top performing school in West Michigan, the second highest performing in the entire state, and one of top 200 schools in America. Hats off, Grand Rapids. So you guys, even when you feel like we're not working hard, we are. We've all done this in the last year. It is nothing short of a miracle, you guys, that we've been able to do this in this community. We've worked hard, pulling 7 days a week, 15, 16 hours a day. And it's not just me, the superintendent, it's my team. We're all working this hard. Sad news for you guys, we're not gonna stop because we're just getting started. I wanna thank everyone for helping me move this ball, streamlining processes, but let's talk about what's in store for the future, right? What's next? You know, you have to go to the next phase after you've done all that. But I'm gonna tell you, in Grand Rapids Public Schools, we're gonna let the dust settle. We heard you. We're gonna fine tune some things that we're doing, but we're not gonna upset the district this year. We're gonna keep it steady. Work the plan. Work the plan. We may tweak the plan, but we're gonna work the plan, you guys. So we're not going to roll out all of these new things. We have a couple schools that we're gonna start, and you'll hear more about that, and that is our new IB school and the museum school. But right now, we're gonna continue to hold steady, tweak the academic plan based on data, but that's it. There's one other piece that I said we were gonna do when I first took this position we've not done, and that is align operations with the academic plan. Everything we do in Grand Rapids must focus on academic achievement. So from buying, whether it's paper towels or cleaning a building, we all need to be focused on the academic plan. That's the driver. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna get the calendar done earlier this year. People need to know, when do I come back to work? Who's the principal? When does school start? When are the PD days? When is spring break? Our parents do plan. We need to give this information early to people so they can plan to be about our business to help us. People will have their classes, teachers will have their class list earlier. Principals will know their assignment. They practically know them all anyway. We said we're not turning this district around for the most part. People know where they're going to be. Central office will continue to be committed to help. We're going to continue to work on our cultural centers. The majority of our students speak Spanish. We need to get more people in the district that want to join this team. This is an asset. We're proud of it. We're going to continue to focus. We're recruiting all over the place. Sharon is going, and Mickey, they're all over. So if you hear of people that want to come to Grand Rapids to join this team, help us find people. We need people that are willing to serve in this district. Again, we're anticipating extra preschool slots. Tell the governor we'd like more. We appreciate it, but we want more. We're looking to expand our digital libraries, looking to expand summer learning. You know, for years we said kindergartners can't go to summer school. That's about the dumbest thing we've said. Kindergartners can go to summer school, right? We need those young kids in early, not running around. They need to come to summer school. So they'll be in summer school this year. We're going to continue our investment in theme schools. Based on the information that we received from this community, 150 parents said they would like for their theme school to have more of a focus on the theme. So theme school principals, wherever you are, engage your parents. Invite them to the school. Let them help you figure this out. We have talented folks in this city. They will come and they will help us. I'm looking to create at the University on Fuller, if there are any takers, we need to create a revenue stream. We need to rent that out at sometime. Right now we're providing food service for a lot of other districts. We may be able to make a little money off of our university. Don't start renting that out without coming through Larry Johnson though. Need to make sure it's the right amount. You know, my cabinet laughed because I said I like cutification. So I've created this new word. We're going to clean this district up. We started with room 101 with a new table. But we had 7 or 8 tables put together to make a board table. No, the board deserves a real table. Hats off to our facilities. They made a beautiful wooden table, beautiful table. We are also, though, we need to put fresh paint in some of these buildings. We just need to make it just a little cuter. I like cute. So we're working to do that. Ken, wherever you are, Ken does not like cute. We're going to make this cute, though, you guys. Cutification is the new word. Thanks to the generous support of our donors, Richard and Helen DeVos, they have agreed to partner with me on the Green Fellow as part of a 3-year partnership for the U.S. Green Building Council. This is important. We cannot have our children miss this boat when everybody else in the city and in the country is learning about sustainability, fresh water, using more than our fair share of energy. So we now have a fellow that's going to join Grand Rapids. We were looking for $275,000, and I think now we're looking for about $75,000 over the next 3 years. Hats off to our partners for helping us with that. Again, I'm not too proud to beg. I'll beg to get what we need for our kids. We're going to continue to expand our parent universities and our PTCCs. We want to continue to work with our neighborhood partners. I love that East Hill loves Congress. Any takers? I have 25 other schools. Any takers? I think it's a great idea. Let's find some other folks to do that. We're going to focus on attendance, you guys. We will turn more people into the prosecuting attorney if they don't send their kids to school. We have teachers that are ready to teach. They want the children there. We need to help our parents get there. We're going to continue to tighten up our PD, our training, and we want to create a book and training for every GRPS employee that comes through the door. So we're writing GRPS 101. Should have that in about the next 6 months. We need every ambassador to be a salesperson for this district. Can't just be on principals or Teresa. Someone said, Teresa's just a cheerleader. Takes more than a cheerleader, whoever said that about me. Got to roll up your sleeves. We are going to stop this churn because, you guys, it's the right thing to do. We're aligning all of our school mascots. Don't create stationary principals. Don't create your own. We need to stop that. We're one system. So everyone is going to either feed in to become a Red Hawk, be a part of the Red Hawk Nation, or the Bengal Pride. No more all the other things that we've done in the past. We're going to continue to recruit people. If you know of people that are interested in IB, Montessori, speak Spanish, they want to join this team, tell them to come on over. We're creating our next generation of building leaders. This one, we have a new program that we're starting, and that is at we have our museum school. So looking for 2015 to open a new school. And this is in partnership with the Grand Rapids Public Museum, the City of Grand Rapids, Kendall College, Ferris State, Grand Valley State, the Downtown Development Authority, and Downtown Grand Rapids, Inc. This new school will be housed in 2 locations, 54 Jefferson as well as the Van Andel Museum. We're looking for 6th through 12th graders, and right now we have our 5th graders are going through the museum school so we can create a base of students that are interested. But it's going to be place-based, sort of like our zoo in Blandford. But they'll actually study right at the museum. I think this is going to be cool. But a special thanks. Dale Robertson, Dale, thank you. Dr. David Rosen, Tom Haas, Deanie Lane Collins, Greg Sundstrom, Chris Larson from the DDA, and our mayor and the commissioners. Thank you for working with us on this new program. But there's someone else, because if it wasn't for Dr. Baker, Tony Baker, this would not even be possible. It's because of Tony. He planted the seed, he connected the dots, he started the relationship, and this idea came out of that. Thanks, Tony. This will be one of the coolest schools in the state, you guys. Again, in Grand Rapids. Our second new school that we're starting, we're excited about, is the Grand Rapids School of Art, and it's slated to open as well in 2015. And this is the first of its kind. It is an international baccalaureate program with arts and fusion right here at Ottawa Hills High School. Thanks to Claire, Dale, to all of our friends at the Grand Rapids Symphony, the local arts organization, Grand Valley State University, and Kendall College of Art and Design. Ottawa was built really to be a pre-K-12. So we have a whole nother house here that we're not using. We're going to close that off and create a school. Excited for that, especially because we're going to start at the early age, 3 years old. We need to start early with our kids. So we're excited about that. These global thinking skills that we're going to focus on with this new school, but we're also going to include art and music and theater and dance and performance, all the wonderful things that you will see in an art school. This one I think is really interesting, our new school, and that's the Kinder. We call it the farm school. We are looking for our Montessori program in the next year to create a farm school for Grand Rapids Montessori as well as our North Park. This really came out of the Montessori Council. Again, not my idea. This came out of this community. This is what they want. But what we did say is, how do we connect this farm school with Innovation Central? So we have our students that are going to learn urban agriculture and infuse seed to market concepts into our curriculum. So not only will we have Montessori programs, but our high school students will get a chance to be a part of that. Thanks a lot to the support of the Downtown Grand Rapids, Inc., because Innovation Central High, the old Central, was just recently added as part of the Downtown Master Plan, along with our museum school. We're doing it, you guys. That's huge. Imagine this, to have our Montessori High School, all of our 4 schools, with our farm school. And so we will have Academy for Design and Construction students designing the farm and the outdoor classroom. Our Health and Science and Technology students growing plants to be used for medicine. An Academy for Business developing the market plan to go to our downtown market. Our kids will be a part of the future of Grand Rapids. Fourth, we heard you parents. You said you want C.A. Frost to continue to be a small high school. We got it. We don't own the land yet, but we'll get it, you guys. We are going to build a small high school over by C.A. Frost. We're going to continue the science theme right on that side of town. We also heard Southwest Community Campus parents saying after we leave Southwest Community Campus, we don't have a high school. We don't own that land yet either, but I'm not concerned. We'll get it. We're going to build a small high school on the southwest side of town, Spanish immersion, you guys. That's coming. As I come to a close, I want you to know that none of this is going to be cheap. Our kids deserve it. We need to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. Major projects will take money. And I'm not setting you up. I said I'd be transparent to a fault. This is a deal. At some point, we're going to have to go to the voters. We're going to have to go to you to say, do you believe that this is the right thing to do? We will go for a vote in order to make this happen. But what I will guarantee you is we will use every dollar, if you allow us to get this, to benefit these children, their parents, this city, our city. I want you to know we're on the verge of a major breakthrough. Talk about it, spread the word, tweet it, whatever you do. Talk to people about what's happening in Grand Rapids. We're on the move. Again, I am humbled that you would allow me to serve. Thank you for all of your support, and have a great day.